Sometimes we wear a beanie because it's cold. Other times we wear a beanie to cover a bad hair day. Which is it today? The world may never know. Friends! Hello! Welcome back to Amethyst Craftworks. I'm Samantha. And today might be Wednesday, or kind of more likely, today is actually Thursday. Now, whether you were seeing this on Wednesday or on Thursday, for me it is Wednesday morning. And the reason I say it could possibly be Thursday is that I don't have a whole lot of time today here before work, and I'm not 100% confident in my editing and uploading abilities that I can make this video, edit it, upload it, and have it ready for today, Wednesday. So you might be seeing this on Thursday, which isn't a day I normally upload, but it's neither here nor there, really. I just wanted to have an update, a video up today or tomorrow, this week, you know. I wanted to have a video up, and this was kind of the only time I had to record one. And so, here we are, right? Whether you are seeing this today on Wednesday or tomorrow on Thursday, hello. How are you? I hope you were doing good today. I'm still quite busy, still a little frazzled, a little all over the place. But today is an awesome day nonetheless, because I have got an awesome thing to upload here for you today. It is, in fact, one of my infamous episodes of What Have You Done? Okay, so these episodes of What Have You Done? What Have You Done? Are my version of a crochet show and tell, where we go over things that I have made, completed all the way through, and we talk about the yarn, the pattern, the inspiration, all that fun stuff, and we just kind of gush here about yarn and patterns and so on and so forth. You know, it's a good time. These are some of my favorite videos to make, because not only do I love chit-chatting with you guys in the comments about yarn and patterns, and oh, I was gonna make this, and oh, you know, oh, I'm so glad you made this pattern because I've had this on my to-do list forever, and so on and so forth. We have a good time there. But I also get to show off a little, you know? I get to brag a little bit about the things that I have actually finished, which is very much needed sometimes, right? So, the very first thing that we are going to talk about today is my beanie. Let me twist it around here and just turn my hair inside out underneath it. But this beanie is Joanne Big Twist in the Halloween colors. Vampy Reds, Jack-o'-lantern, and then, oh goodness, my hair, Witch's Potion. Hold on, forgive me here for what you are about to see. But this was a beanie that I made to match some fingerless gloves that I had made. I didn't really have enough of each of these skeins of each color left to do one whole beanie per color. So I combined them all into one, and so I can kind of twist it around and wear these two in the front with the Witch's Potion in the back, or have the Witch's Potion up front with either of these colors, like they, whatever pair of fingerless gloves I decide I want to wear that day. I have a beanie that a third matches. And this is just like super simple half double crochets. It's one big rectangle that you then sew up, and I made it long enough so I could have a little brim in case I wanted it. And it is one of my favorite beanies already. I've worn it a couple of times now here in the winter time here in Pennsylvania. It's super cute. I love it. I love the colors, of course. They are Halloween-y in theme. And yeah, this is the very first thing I wanted to show you. My Halloween matching, which I don't have the fingerless gloves. They are over here in my cupboard, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't feel like getting them out. So I don't have the gloves to show you that match, but I have shown you them many times now. But yeah, now I have a beanie to match, and that's the first thing. Let's move on to the second thing. Now, the second thing that I have got to show you here, this is ridiculously big, okay? So if you've been following my channel since at some point in 2023, then you very likely saw that I was working on the Stitch and Scream from Alt Knots. And I will put any links to, I have a pattern that I loosely based this off of. I'll link it down in the description by Ramen Jean. I will link you to Alt Knots channel down there, their blog, all the information that you need for the Stitch and Scream in case you want to play catch up, in case you want to see the stitches and so on, and you know, in more detail. But I did complete my Stitch and Scream blanket, and it is so huge that I don't know how to even show you this, because it is bigger than my bed. It is bigger than anything I can take a picture of it. And it is so big that I have a hard time wrangling it in my arms even. But it is complete, and I am very, very proud of myself for it. It has, I will say, it was a 2023 project. I did fall kind of off the wagon with it a little bit in, I want to say November, maybe. I got overwhelmed with things, and I just kind of fell out of love with this project. But then, towards the end of December and the beginning of January of this year, of 2024, I decided I got so close. I am not so far away from finishing it. I need to just buckle down and finish it. And so I did. And I am so glad that I did, because I love it, of course. I love the colors, I love the stitches, and I love myself for doing it, for sure. But it was just needed. It just was. Like, this deserved to be finished, even if it is just the most monstrous thing that I have ever worked on. I'm like struggling here with this blanket. It is so huge. So, I don't even know where to start. My colors, I guess I'll start with the colors, were red. I can't even show you them all. Gray and black, and then a couple of variegateds, and then a dark tweed dark red. I did 6 colors, so each square for each month got 2 done in that color. And then I put a border around it in the colors that I had left. So this is probably not the best one to show you, because you can't see the red there. So red, gray, black. I didn't have any of the black and gray variegated, so we just skipped that. Then the dark red, and then the black and white variegated along the edge. I did Alt Knots zigzag slip stitch join for all the squares, and then I just kind of did single, half, double rows for the border, and then I did half double in the back loop, and then single in the third loop with a half double, right? It's kind of in reference to the actual blanket, because each square is a different stitch, so each round of the border is a different stitch. It is all completed. Oh my goodness. It is absolutely monstrous. It is so big. This is the biggest blanket that I have made. Absolutely. And it is incredible. Like, I love it. I love the colors together. I love the fact that there's different textures. Like, this is the waffle stitch. And then this is like the brick stitch or the granny, modern granny, something like that. Like, they're just different textures. There's different, like, this one's quite lacy, the black one. This one's quite dense. You know, it's just, it's a stitch sampler in, like, the best way. And I am so proud of it. And I am so sorry that I can't show you the whole thing. It is just so big. This is a me-sized blanket and then some. This is like 3 me blanket. Like, 3 of me can fit under 1 blanket. Like, it is just ridiculous. And it was a lot of work, of course. It was a year's worth of work. A year and then some's worth of work. And a lot of it, oh, I have fuzz and fibers in my lip balm. Anyway, it was a lot of work, and it was a lot of work right at the end, too, to try to get it all completed. But I did complete it sort of in the first couple of weeks of January, and then I really haven't had much time to show you, or a video, you know, purpose to show you. So now I have it done. I wish I could show you it in its full glory, but I mean, I can't even stretch my arms long enough to show you just how wide it is, right? Because this is one corner, this is the other corner, these are the short sides, right? So it goes like this, and my arms are like outstretched and it's not moving, right? It is a big boy, it is a big bad boy. And I love it, and I'm very proud of the fact that I actually finished it. I fell out of love on, I can even show you, on this square. This is the bean stitch in the dark red tweed. Because I've mentioned before, I don't love puff stitches, and the bean stitch is absolutely a variation of the puff stitch. And just doing repetitive puff stitches over and over and over for rows and rows and rows, I just fell out of love with it. I was overwhelmed with other projects, other things going on, other mental health things going on, and I just stopped. So I am so glad that I pushed through and I finished, whereas this is the last square, the waffle stitch in this variegated, I think it's a Line brand, Bundle of Love. I'm so glad I finished it. I'm so proud that I did, but it is massive. It is so massive. I can't show you it all, but it's like, I don't even know, 5 pounds worth of blanket or something, I would guess. It's fantastic, but it is done. And we are on to the next thing. Pause in here to take a little coffee sip. As I said, it is Wednesday morning for me, so I am waking up with my cup of coffee for the day. And the next thing that I've got to show you is a blanket. It is another blanket, but it is much more manageable in size, okay? So I made myself, let me get it, I think this is right side round. Look at that. Oh, that's fun. So I made myself a little lap blanket. Now, I think I have mentioned before, but in case I haven't, this spot, this office chair, and the desk that I mention frequently that sits kind of right over here, this is my workspace. I work from home. I work with computers and stuff, every single day. So this is not only my recording space here, but over here that you can't see is my day-to-day 9 to 5 or 11 to 8, more likely, workspace. And my room here, where all this is set up, it gets quite chilly in here. Even when I've got my heat on, even when it's blasting in my house, and Ralphie is nice and warm because he's got a soft bed and blankets and a sweater and so on. He's like all cuddled up. Mother, on the other hand, sits here in this cold, like faux leather chair working away. And so I made a little blanket that is just big enough to cover my legs when I sit here, that is just long enough it won't get tangled in the wheels on the bottom of my chair. It used up some scraps of yarn that I had no other use for, and it also used some granny squares that I had made, I want to say, when I very first started crocheting. And then I completely forgot about them. I was cleaning out some of my yarn bags, project bags, and in one of them, I discovered these 3 granny squares just shoved down in the bottom of the bag. And I kind of vaguely remembered making them, and I think my idea was to make a Roseanne, inspired, like Roseanne the sitcom, inspired sofa blanket, because those squares, each round is a different color, and then they're bordered in black. If I'm remembering right, it's been a while since I had seen it, but I've always loved that granny square blanket, and so I think my intention with these was to make a blanket like that. But the yarn that I was using, I ended up hating it. And so I never went further than 3 granny squares. I never even wove the ends in or anything. I just made them and then left them in that bag for 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, something like that. I don't quite remember when I made them. Oh, there's fuzz. Anyway, so I decided to use these as the basis for my lap blanket. I continuous joined them all together, which I'll link you to below. It's a tutorial from Heather. Hey, Heather. I continuous joined them all together. And then I just started using colors of yarn that I had handy in just ridiculous colors. There's some neons in here. There's some of the remnants of these colors, like the orange. Here is this orange. Here it is. The green and purple here is the witch's potion, which is on the back of my head. The red is in here too, like just the little scraps that I had left over from making these. Various colors of black, all kinds of rainbowy neons. And yeah, it is just a little scrappy blanket that is just big enough to sit here and keep me warm while I'm working away. And it doesn't get in the way of my chair. It doesn't get in the way of like all the wires and computer components or anything over here. It just is enough to keep me warm when I'm a little bit chilly sitting here. And I love it. I think it's so fun. And the fact that it used some granny squares that I had made and then just forgot about, it makes it even better. And I will say, I don't know why I did this color combo, like pink and light blue. This one, I think we can all tell why I did this color combo. Green, purple, and orange, hello. That's very much Halloween. This too, this is like Christmas colors. To be perfectly honest, I think I was just working with what I had at the time, which was not so great, very splitty, very thin, but very soft yarn. I will say, for as annoying as it was to work with, it is very nice, soft yarn. But I was just working with like remnants of colors that I had, so whatever. I did the same thing with the outer edges, and it's pretty cool. I like this a lot. This sits here while I'm working, and if I get chilly, I just pull it up and continue typing away. And so yeah, that was the next thing I wanted to show you guys. All right, so the very last thing that I want to show you here is actually 2 things. They are two of the same sort of thing. They are some wall hangings. Now, I got kind of, what's that phrase? I got a bee in my bonnet. I think I got the urge to learn how to do tapestry crochet. I've never tried it before. And so I found, in case you can't tell here, we've got Jack, Sally, Zero, and Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I found some perler bead patterns for these 4 characters. And as I was looking at them, I realized these would work very well for tapestry crochet. There's not a lot of colors. Sally has the most colors because she's just got a couple of rows down here of pink, teal, and yellow for her dress. But there's not a lot of color changes. There's not a lot of colors in them. They're very simple pixel art designs. I think I could probably handle doing it, so I tried. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw these when I was painting the dowel here, the black wooden dowel that I've got them hung on. You also can see some of the strands in the back. This absolutely could be worse. We will get to that in a moment. But for a first time making tapestry crochet in a wall hanging with very simple designs, I thought it was super cute. And I immediately fell in love. So much so that I made a second one. Oh, and the hanger, let's just move that. The second one is Hocus Pocus. Ah! Aren't they like the absolute most adorable? Like, I can't even. So we've got Mary, Winifred, Sarah, Billy, Book, and then Binks down here. These were, I think these as well were perler bead patterns. I just grabbed them off of Pinterest, I think. All credit to the creator. I don't mean any disrespect here or anything. I just saw your little pixel art and it was like, yes, I need to do this, but in crochet instead. And oh my God, I think they turned out so fun. This one is much bigger. This one actually required 2 dowels. They are very precariously hot glued kind of here in the middle. And then I have them hanging with, hold on, with just chains of yarn up on my wall. And I will insert a picture over here so you can see what they look like on my wall. I have a little display going. It is in my living room. It's got the wall hanging that I made for stitch markers. It's got the 2 framed wall hangings that I made to put buttons and pins on. And if you can see over there in the picture, I'm thinking I need a 3rd wall hanging for more buttons and pins because I just keep getting them from the Vampire Freaks mystery boxes that I get every month. And I've already got 2 that really don't fit in there. On the 2 that I've already got, I've got 2 pins left to like put up that there's just no room. But then there's a couple of little cross-stitch pieces that Bestie Pums made me. A little geisha girl with green hair, and then a little ghosty, and then a framed picture out of the Hocus Pocus calendar that I had up over there. I picked that one because it was the sisters, it was black, I liked the moon, the phases of the moon, that was my favorite. And then the 2 wall hangings. And then there is a spot kind of up at the top where I think a 3rd framed wall hanging is going to go for some more pins and things that I mentioned. You can also see kind of the top of my chair there that has my skull granny square blanket on that was in, I think, my very first What Have You Done episode. Like, that's my like little crafty corner with all my doodads and stuff on the wall, and I love it. I absolutely love it. These two things, these like wall hangings, I am in love with them. I could not be more in love with them. And I want to do like all all of my favorite media franchises, right? Like I want to do Wednesday and Morticia, because Morticia, where is she? You can almost see her there from Heather. Morticia Adams is my dream girl. She is my goal in life. Like, I love Morticia Adams. So I would love to do the Adams family and Wednesday and the whole family and Lurch and yada yada. I would love to do them like this. Skyrim, there's Skyrim things I want to do. Like, all kinds of movies and TV shows and like all kind. Like, I want to cover my walls in crochet. I absolutely love it. Maybe 2024 is the year of the wall hanging for Amethyst Craftworks. I don't know. We'll see. But I've got a little collection brewing of crochet pieces to go on the wall, which I love it. I think it's so fun. I think there's kind of nothing better than like surrounding yourself with the things that you love and the things that you have made. Like, even though work here on the computer is not my most favorite thing in the world, I surround myself with like cards. Like this one's from Heather very recently. Can you see? Vecna, little like chibi heart Vecna. Like the cards and yarn and gifts and like trinkets and like things that I have made, the wall hanging. It brings me so much joy. And that's like kind of spilling into the rest of my house. It's taken me a while to figure that out, I will just say. But yeah, it's so much fun. So maybe this year is the year of the wall hanging. Who knows? But anyway, I have babbled for far too long here. I will just let you go now. Those are all the projects that I have completed in the last month-ish or so. Maybe since the last What Have You Done episode. I think I did one in January. So since then, these are all the things that I have completed. Not project video related, so not for the movie marquee and so on, right? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting. You know the drill. You know how much I appreciate it and how much it helps me here. And whether you see this on Thursday or Wednesday or Saturday, who the heck knows, whenever this goes up, I hope you have a good day, whatever day it is, and I will catch you next time. Take care. Goodbye.